Hello, everybody. It's Janae Payne, and this is our discussion, our final discussion for our topic. So, the topic that I chose was welfare and the process. Before I was like, oh my God, how am I going to really relate this and bring this out? So, I decided to use process instead of just social welfare by itself because it sounded too general. So my topic is welfare and the process. So with that being said, starting off, my research question is, my two research questions is, what did the United States benefit in the 1900s because of welfare? And what became the proposed outcome? So in the 1900s, welfare was prominent and it was being used, especially after the war and between the war at the same time, because people were suffering in the towns in the war. It was a pandemic as far as social status, as far as benefits, being able to feed families, feed themselves. And the thesis I chose or used this time was, in many authoritative ways and selfless parts, the United States chose to help embracing the economy's needs, such as solidarity, bank endorsements, and provided benefits through state services. So to bring this out, what I thought that was the most important part about this topic as far as social welfare is that it's needed. It was needed, and it started in 1935 from President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Even though the latter of it really started, I think, was in the 1800s where it was confirmed, but it really didn't start at that time. So the really documented time was 1935 when President Roosevelt was in office. For history's sake, it is still ongoing as of 2020. And the ideologies is that it's active, and these services provided a comfort and some peace to families where they didn't have to worry anymore, like where the food was going to come from. And what brought this out more was because banks' investments kept making the people suffer because they would reinvest. And that's the negative side, and how the economy kept suffering because of reinvestments, or the bank keep drawing out loans or giving people loans. So the federal government had to get involved and say, you know what, we need to help these people. So what I'm really saying is that is the significance on how people needed help. But the process for my topic is that it went from the president, and then it had to go through Congress. They had to draw meetings about it. They had to make provisions. It started off with one benefit, and then another benefit was drawn. Some of the benefits were food stamps. That was one benefit. The other benefit was Social Security. Another benefit was helping with housing assistance. But this all didn't come at one time. It took time. It was a process. So the president had to come up with an idea or a thought, and then he had to come together in a meeting. And that wasn't the only president. So throughout the time, it was a process. So in my paper, I wrote from the 1900s all the way to, I believe, 1980s, deliberating the process and how many years it took for social welfare benefits to happen. And Eleanor Roosevelt as well helped with the process as far as children, because a lot of children were homeless. So she had to, the kids actually wrote her letter saying their concerns and how they needed help. So she brought it up to the president. So then the president had to draw up a plan to help the welfare of children. So everything was a process. So in my paper, I really talk about the process through the years and how long it took to get social welfare benefits. And thank you.